Today I'm reacting to your Friday Night SmackDown hot takes. This is the hot takes right before the Royal Rumble, so this is gonna go up pretty early. Hot takes is a weekly video series where I give you all a platform to be able to voice your thoughts, whether they're good thoughts, bad thoughts, or everything in between about the world of professional wrestling. So if you'd like to be featured in the next episode of Hot Takes, make sure that you follow me on X because I ask for your hot takes after every episode of Raw, SmackDown, and every single WWE Premium Live event. Which means, yes, we will be doing one for the Royal Rumble. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications. If you're a wrestling fan, I'm confident that you're going to fall in love with his YouTube channel because we always upload daily wrestling content. And if you're looking for our review of this episode of Friday Night SmackDown, it's already up and available over on patreon.com/SatiZap. Over there, we upload so much more extra content that never gets uploaded here to YouTube. So go check it out. Link in the description, as well as a link in the pinned comment for you. All right, let's read your stupid shit. I love the fact that WWE are teasing feuds and testing the waters of how good it can be, such as Kevin Owens versus CM Punk. I love the fact that they're already teasing this. I love the fact that this is on the table as a potential future dream match for us. If anything, this serves as a stark reminder of just how insanely stacked the WWE main event scene is in 2025, that the WWE can just casually reach into their pockets and pull out a dream match like Kevin Owens versus CM Punk. For me, Kevin Owens has always been near the damn top of dream matches that I wanted CM Punk to have if he were to ever come back to the WWE. And now it's not a dream. It can actually be a reality. Let's not forget that CM Punk and Kevin Owens were never able to cross paths when CM Punk was in the WWE because he left in 2014 and Kevin Owens came up to the main roster in 2015. What I will say is, even though I'm excited for this dream match, I'm not buying this as a WrestleMania match, at least not for WrestleMania 41. Mostly because I don't really buy the thought of Kevin Owens beating Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. Thus, I don't really see a reason for CM Punk to gun after Kevin Owens. But I'm sold on this being a SummerSlam match, a Survivor Series match, or maybe even WrestleMania 42. Sure, why not? And even though this was only a teaser, a small glimpse, the promo between them was fantastic. Now imagine a promo, a set of promos between them when they actually want to kill each other, when they actually want to rip each other's throats out. It would be magical. I am personally glad that they did do this segment because I did feel like they did a little bit of a disservice to both Kevin Owens and the actual ladder match that he has against Cody Rhodes by doing that moment between CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. It basically spelled it out for us that we were going to get Cody versus CM Punk and that Kevin Owens actually wasn't a threat. I'm glad that they did this to, at the very least, acknowledge Kevin Owens as somebody that might potentially beat Cody Rhodes at the Royal Rumble. I still am not buying it though. This Michin versus Chelsea feud has to end as soon as possible. The matches aren't good and it's wasting this highly anticipated title reign. Okay, I will agree that the Michin versus Chelsea Green feud isn't as good as it can be. I personally feel like their matches are crisp, their movesets are nice, they work well with each other, but the crowd and the wider WWE universe isn't buying into it. In pretty much all of their matches, the crowd has been dead silent, and that's just not a good thing. The thing is that I don't think the WWE can just end this feud as soon as possible, because when you look at the landscape of the women's midcard on Friday Night SmackDown, the WWE has done, admittedly, a very poor job of building out that division. All it is Chelsea Green and Michin. You remove Chelsea Green, the only other person that WWE has built up in the mid-card on Friday Night SmackDown is BFAB, and she's like 3 weeks old into her singles run. I do believe that the WWE desperately needs to add more people and more narratives and more characters to the WWE women's mid-card scene on both Raw and on SmackDown. But on SmackDown, it is incredibly visually obvious that all they have right now for the mid-card is Chelsea Green and Michin. The SmackDown women's mid-card division is a mess right now. We're probably going to run back Chelsea and Michin again. Like I said, that's all they have. Are they going to run it back? Almost certainly, considering the last championship match ended with Chelsea Green getting herself disqualified. So almost certainly, we're going to be running this back, and this is why people are getting tired of this feud. But then again, I ask, if not Michin, right now, when you look around the landscape of the mid-card, who else? They need to introduce more people, more players. Zelina Zelina Vega would be pretty awesome. Blair Davenport would be interesting. They have people, they have bodies, but they just aren't part of the narrative at the moment. We're kind of stuck with Chelsea Green and Michin. I do feel like we were sold a fake bill of goods with how bad the mid-card division is right now for the Women's US Championship. When you look at the tournament that was had and the names that were in that tournament that were vying for the US Women's Championship, to me, it spoke volumes that that mid-card division was going to be absolutely insanely stacked. And unfortunately, that just has not been the case. Funnily enough, it feels like the women that are going after the WWE Women's Tag titles, that's your mid-card division. They should be going after the US title. Raquel, Liv, Bianca, Naomi, those would all be super massive names to add to that division to make this division worthwhile so that we aren't just repeating Michin versus Chelsea Green over and over again. The Rumble is make or break for Indianapolis to be considered a wrestling town. They are on thin ice. I agree. They are indeed on thin ice. They started off hot with the initial segment of Kevin Owens and CM Punk, but then after that, this crowd completely disappeared for the entirety of the show. And people are saying, hey, don't worry, that was only 14,000 people, as if 14,000 people isn't a lot, that it's going to be 65,000 people in Lucas Oil Stadium, that it's going to be way louder. I'm going to be honest with you. The 14,000 people that went to Friday Night SmackDown, those are the noisemakers. Those are the hardcore that bought multi-day tickets. And if they're not making noise on Friday Night SmackDown, it makes me concerned that they're not going to be making noise at the Royal Rumble. And I can already picture it. I already know what's going to happen. Us on Twitter and online, we're going to complain about how shitty the crowd is in Lucas Oil Stadium for the Royal Rumble. And then the people in the arena are going to say, it's actually loud in person. The production isn't doing us justice. By the way, don't forget that Pat McAfee said that this Indianapolis crowd was going to be better than France. Oh, okay. Yeah, y'all are on thin ice, all right? You better come out to play at the Royal Rumble tomorrow. Jacob Fatu's mic work is steadily reaching elite status. His blend of street culture with his already existing threatening aura makes him seem like a legitimate threat. There's absolutely nothing stopping him from being a fixture in the main event scene in a year or two. In a year or two, brother. Next week, I'm ready for Jacob Fatu to be in the main event yesterday. His promos are unbelievably good. They are face-meltingly good. And it's wild because so many of us already saw Jacob Fatu as a main event guy when he was just the quiet, brooding guy for Bloodline 2.0. But now that he's, like he said, unleashed, we are seeing a star being born in front of us. I'm literally glued to my screen whenever Jacob Fatu is talking because I just think that he has such a unique form of delivering his promos that aren't just unique with the way that he delivers them, but they're believable. And you just want to get behind everything that this guy is saying. You couple that with what you already mentioned, the threatening aura, and you have a guy that's clearly just good at everything. In-ring work, aura, presentation, mic work. Now, what the hell does this dude not have? He is the perfect package. This dude in 2025, this is my prediction, is going to be going after World Championship gold. Because my goodness, he looked like a star alongside Damian Priest out there. He just looked majestic yesterday. Shinsuke in the back of Jimmy and Damian. He's cooking something up. Need a storyline with him soon. So this is something that I've vocalized before. The mid-card on Friday Night SmackDown is great. It's in a great position. You look at the names that are there and they're putting on great matches. You can look at the likes of Jimmy Uso, of course, Carmelo Hayes, Jacob Fatu. You might even want to consider Damian Priest in there, LA Knight. There are so many awesome names and so many great characters in there. The division is doing great. What's a shame is the fact that the division is flourishing without the champion. It may be a good thing to say that the division doesn't need the champion, but in my opinion, the division does need the champion, and Shinsuke Nakamura needs to insert himself into this division with a good narrative with somebody at some point soon. Because if anything, it might just be showing that the division doesn't need Shinsuke Nakamura, and I don't want that to be the case at all. So yeah, I agree with what you're saying here. Give me Shinsuke Nakamura, whatever he's cooking up, unleash him into the mid-card so that we can actually have a mid-card champion in this incredibly hot mid-card scene. Bro, that is so far. Oh my word. Oh, it happened again. Are you kidding me?
God.
Oh, good Lord. Crowd absolutely loves Daniel Bryan. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. That was a sneak peek of this week's Royal Rumble-centric Wrestling is Cool Match Club, available exclusively on patreon.com/SantiZap. This week we're looking at Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit from the Royal Rumble 2003. Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar versus John Cena from Royal Rumble 2015. Alexa Bliss versus Bianca Belair at the Royal Rumble 2023. The gruesome Rock versus Mankind I Quit match from Royal Rumble 1999. Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan at the Royal Rumble 2014. And CM Punk versus The Rock for the WWE Championship at Royal Rumble 2013. That's right, 6 matches this week instead of 5. You're going to be getting all of this, plus the Raw reviews, the SmackDown reviews, the Wrestling is Cool podcast 3 days earlier than everywhere else, and you're going to get the Undertaker streak watch along that we're doing, and the Royal Rumble watch alongs that we've been doing for the past several months as well. All these are exclusively available to Patreon because we can't show them on YouTube because YouTube automatically blocks anything with footage. So we quite literally can never show it here. It's only on Patreon. Again, that's patreon.com/SantiZap. I'm going to put a link in the description as well as a link in the pinned comment for you. If you're already supporting on Patreon, thank you so much. If you aren't, just consider it just for 1 month. I'm really confident that you're going to fall in love with it even if you try for 1 month. That's enough. Let's get you back to the video. CM Punk winning would be a very boring option. This is being billed as the most unpredictable and stacked Rumble. Based on the promos, it's clear WWE is telegraphing that CM Punk is winning. To me, this would ruin the Rumble. Okay, come on. It wouldn't ruin the Rumble, but I get what you're saying. This is the guy that they seem to be pushing the most as the favorite. And if you don't like the favorite winning, then it is what it is. But no, CM Punk winning would not ruin the Rumble, considering he's one of the names that makes the most amount of sense, and he has paths to WrestleMania that are justifiable to be in the main event of WrestleMania. I think it would be cool if somebody else won. I'm not opposed to the idea of it not being CM Punk, but I am opposed to the thought and the idea that CM Punk winning the Rumble would ruin it simply because he is the clear-cut favorite here. I mean, Cody Rhodes was the clear-cut favorite last year, and he won, and it didn't ruin anything. I think we're going to be fine here if Punk wins. Carmelo Hayes needs to be the Iron Man in the Rumble match to get some sort of momentum going forward and actually start to pick up wins, eventually becoming US champion. His awful booking is just ridiculous now. I have a feeling that slowly but surely we're seeing Carmelo Hayes develop into the Dolph Ziggler of the WWE. That guy that we know is amazing, that guy that has great matches, that guy that makes everyone else look good, but that guy that just loses all the damn time. If you go to my Rumbles predictions video, I predicted that Carmelo Hayes could and should be the Iron Man of the Royal Rumble. I feel like he's the Iron Man of the Midcard, making everyone look great, having great matches week after week after week, and I feel like we should get a Rumble representation of that with Carmelo Hayes. I like the idea of them building some momentum for Carmelo Hayes off the back of the Rumble that we know he's not going to win, but having an Iron Man-like performance in the Rumble could absolutely be used to build a foundation to make a actual threatening version of Carmelo Hayes after the Royal Rumble. I would love to see him win US Gold, but right now he doesn't seem like the most legitimate threat because he's just losing basically every week now. But at the very least, even when he's losing, he does look like $1 million. He truly is him. It's just that him happens to be a guy that loses a lot. After the 8-man tag match tonight and the teaser with Tama Tonga eyeing the tag titles, I'm starting to become hopeful that they might go for a tag team championship elimination chamber match. Okay, before we talk about the possibility of a tag team elimination chamber, I don't feel like you gave enough love to Tama Tonga looking at those titles, because you know what that means? It means that the infamous Tonga Loa might be just around the corner from returning to the WWE. That is when everyone is screwed. That is when everybody needs to bow down to the cover athlete of the new 2K game. But I kind of dig your idea of a tag team elimination chamber match. It's been a really long time since we've seen that. However, I think it would warrant having 3 elimination chamber matches at this upcoming PLE. A singles men's, a singles women's, and a tag team would be awesome. And the SmackDown tag team division absolutely has the bodies to do it right now. They have not only a good tag team division, but they have a bunch of tag teams that they've actually been giving storylines and narrative and match time to that people would love to see in a chamber environment. I don't usually give kudos for fantasy booking, but I fucking love this idea. Now SmackDown got something to look forward to. I've consistently made this joke that Jacob Fatu versus an empty can of soda is a dream match, and this was another personification of that. That stare down with Damian Priest, the promo battle between the two, the fact that they were both from the street, the fight that they had, my God, it was just awesome. Funny enough, I feel like Damian Priest is like the perfect guy to put across from Jacob Fatu. I like Jacob Fatu and Braun Strowman, but DP is the best thing available for Jacob Fatu right now. And I like the idea of Jacob Fatu being immediately put in front of former world champions like Braun Strowman and now Damian Priest. To me, it is a vote of confidence from the WWE telling the world that Jacob Fatu is that motherfucking guy. I actually have so much confidence in this feud that I feel like this could be a Mania match, because when I look at what Damian Priest could do at WrestleMania, I don't think it gets better than a match with Jacob Fatu, fellas. Because he's not going after world championships, maybe going after Nakamura. I don't know. I don't know if that's the best play for him. I feel like a match with a guy that people clearly see as a future main eventer in Jacob Fatu is the best thing Damian could do at WrestleMania. This Jimmy Uso push is doing wonders for him. I'm ready for a good US title run from him. You know what? I'm like not bought in yet. I need more from Jimmy Uso. I don't know what it is, but there is something that I feel is fundamentally missing at getting me to buy into a singles Jimmy Uso run. I can't quite put it into words, but I'm not sold on it yet. Maybe I'm not sold on it yet because I see other names in that division like Carmelo Hayes, like a Jacob Fatu, now maybe Damian Priest if you want to consider him in the mid-card scene, that I feel like I would like more as champions. And I don't know, maybe I've just been burned so many times for rooting for Jey Uso only for him to lose time and time again, that I just don't want to get burned by rooting for Jimmy. Andrade versus The Miz cooked. I would love to see Andrade get more of a push. Very underutilized in my opinion. That was a great match. You would never know it if you were just listening to the show because the crowd made absolutely zero noise for this really good match. Couple of takeaways here. The Miz has still got it. That dude's just pulling out moves that you just were not expecting. Andrade still as good as ever. And the biggest takeaway for me from this match is that Andrade needs to use that elbow as his finisher from now until the end of time. I think his other finisher was like a kind of like a spinning DDT kind of thing. The final message, the last message, I don't know, scrap that. It's not memorable. That elbow, brother, that elbow is the thing that you can market. That is a finisher that people will remember. It's awesome because it legitimately looks like in real life that would knock you out, and it comes out of nowhere. And we know our favorite finishers are those that come from out of nowhere. The tag team division is the most consistently entertaining division on SmackDown. Great champions, great contenders, great matches, and now developing great storylines. I think it's already the hottest tag team wrestling has been since NXT Black and Gold. Ooh, that is really high praise, and I can see some of the similarities because of just how many teams are being developed and being given matches and storylines and character arcs in the current SmackDown tag team scene. I think the current state of the tag team division on SmackDown is fantastic, which is why they earned, in my opinion, this upcoming match at the PLE Royal Rumble. So Monday Night Raw, literally just please copy and paste what you've done on Friday Night SmackDown and do it on Raw, because you desperately need something to bring that dead tag team division back to life on Raw. Brock Lesnar is now never coming back to the WWE again. Brock Lesnar is now officially named in Janelle Grant's amended lawsuit against Vince McMahon, John Laurinaitis, and WWE. If I'm being honest with you, I never actually thought that Brock Lesnar was going to come back to the WWE. To me, it just seems like such an unnecessary PR risk when WWE is the hottest that they've ever been. And when you look at the main event scene, I don't think that they necessarily need him. Would he be useful? Would he be awesome to have in the WWE main event scene? Sure, but I don't know that it's worth it for the WWE to stick their neck out and have this PR risk. And if I'm Brock Lesnar, someone that is traditionally known for liking peace and quiet and not really enjoying the limelight, I've already made millions upon millions upon millions of dollars. Why return and put myself through the stress of scrutiny? I feel like the best call here is for Lesnar to just sit back and retire and enjoy his farm life. Seeing Zelina finally on her own was great, as the LWO was doing nothing for her. She's so talented in the ring, but even though she's confronted Tiffany, I do think that she should go after the women's US title first to build herself up. I think that she'll beat Chelsea. So I just want to quickly fix something that you said. You said that the LWO was doing nothing for her. Brother, the LWO is doing nothing for anybody in that group. But your statement is fundamentally correct. I also agree with you that Zelina Vega should be going after the US title, mostly because that, as we talked about earlier on in this video, the US title scene on Friday Night SmackDown desperately needs bodies to help elevate that division and to give Chelsea Green someone else to go up against that isn't just Michin over and over again. Plus, so many of us have been desperately clamoring for a Zelina Vega championship run, and if WWE just doesn't have the cojones to pull it in the main event scene, then the midcard is a great consolation prize for us fans. Never change, R-Truth. Bro, I'm so glad that they didn't separate R-Truth and Damian Priest. I sincerely hope that they are on the same show. I hope that they just get together and run Monday Night Raw together. It seems like they're planning to turn Tiffany Stratton heel and make Charlotte a face heading into the Rumble. If that's the case, it's a huge mistake. No one wants to boo Tiffany right now. Okay, so there's actually an interesting amount to unpack here. Is Tiffany Stratton a babyface? I guess you're not off, considering she was just attacked by Nia Jax and by Candice LeRae, but she's also off the back of a feud against a babyface Bayley. So I don't know whether she's heel or babyface yet. Her character is definitely a heel character through and through, but her opponents are also heel. So I don't know. I'm kind of questioning life itself right now. It'd be very interesting to think about what a babyface Tiffany Stratton looks like, because in my perfect world, it's just the same evil character, but now she's going up against the forces of evil like she is right now with Nia Jax, because I don't want them to change her character to be more of a good person, because I feel like it would just be like when the WWE tried turning the Miz babyface. It just didn't work and it didn't land. But maybe it didn't land because they tried to change the Miz's character when they turned him babyface. But if they keep Tiffany being the same character but now just going up against other heels, I guess that could work as a babyface, sure. It's interesting because when it comes to the potential match between her and Charlotte, I want Charlotte as a heel, like through and through. She needs to be the bad guy, but I also don't want Tiffany Stratton to be the traditional babyface that sucks up to the crowd. That just doesn't work. I don't know. Maybe I just need to see it in action. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe a traditional babyface Tiffany Stratton would work. I'm just having a hard time visualizing it. But if we do get Charlotte versus Tiffany Stratton, do not try babyface Charlotte. It doesn't work. People want to boo Charlotte. All right, folks, we'll end it there. Thank you so much for submitting your hot takes. Enjoy the Royal Rumble. Don't forget that we're doing watch along for it here on YouTube and on Twitch. But that's it. Goodbye. Get out of here.